We're Crobot.
What's up?
And you're tuned in to Alive and Loud.
We have Crobot joining us today, guys. Thank you so much for joining us on Alive and Loud.
Hey,
Thanks for
hello.
having us.
Absolutely. So I want to get started and ask, how are you guys doing? I know that COVID has sucked ass, and shows have been gone for so long. But thank the rock gods above, you guys are getting ready to go out on tour on the Rat Child tour. So how are you? What have you been up to? And it's great to see you.
Well, in the immediate presence, we have a belly full of Tex-Mex, which is always a good way to start the day.
Absolutely.
I don't know that there's many other places on the earth where you can get better Tex-Mex than Austin, Texas. So we're feeling pretty good now. Ask us about 2 hours and it might be a different story.
So
yeah, COVID, it kind of put a halt on things, but I mean, it kind of put a hold on things for everybody. So thankfully we were able to like maneuver the situation. We just kept fighting, and as we always do, and the live aspect of the band is definitely our bread and butter. But the other side of that coin is we just write, and we write as much as we can whenever we can. So being locked down, we found the silver linings, and the Rat Child EP is kind of the thing to get us through. And honestly, it happened kind of perfectly, because when we finished making Mother Brain, we had these songs laying around, and it was just felt like a travesty to not have them out there in some capacity for the fans of the band to hear, especially with who we worked with on the songs. I mean, these are I mean, our idols that we've worked with, had the pleasure to work with, tour with, and become friends with, and be able to work with them, musically in some capacity. So it just fit. Let's get this out there now. It'll kind of segue into hopefully kicking the whole thing back up in the air, and here we are.
Yeah, and I know you mentioned working with some people that you guys have looked up to. So the Rat Child EP has Howard Jones. We've got Styx from Steel Panther on the record. So what was that like for you guys to be able to record and put out music with those dudes?
I mean, when Howard came down to Austin, he'd written to some stuff that we had sent him before, and it was cool jams. The songs he wrote were awesome, but Kiss It Goodbye was something that we started jamming that day. And I remember he asked to take my dog on a walk, and I was like, absolutely. Didn't get enough walks ever.
Right.
And he wrote on to the jam and came back, and him and Brandon worked out the lyrics, and that song was done that day, pretty much.
I remember outside the room, he was in track and vocals, and me and Bishop just found like a way to just kind of like break out of the studio. And I remember I might have even grabbed you by the collar, and I was like, "What just happened in there?" Like, 15-year-old me was going crazy that Howard Jones is singing on one of our songs. It's just like, pinnacle pinch me moment.
Oh, absolutely. Absolutely. I mean, like, Howard is, in my opinion, one of the best vocalists in the rock community to this day. So if I was an artist in your shoes, I would probably be like running up to everybody like, "Did that just happen? Holy shit."
Well, here's
like
the thing. Now we're rehearsing this song, and I have to sing Howard's part.
Howard's not here.
Yeah, I'm not the best singer to begin with, So,
Right.
Yeah, it's a little scary.
Yeah, there's no way I would want to follow up with that. So, I mean, I know you're more than capable, but for me personally, I would just be like, you know what? Let's just not play this one live.
Yeah.
I couldn't do it justice. We'll isolate no vocals, and then we'll just play the next song.
Just a hologram Howard.
Yeah. I could see at a Crobot show. I could see that though. Those are some of the antics that I could expect at a Crobot show.
We would do it. We'd figure out a way.
So we talked about Howard. You've also worked with Styx from Steel Panther. What was that like?
I mean, we first heard that jam. I was tattooing him before a show. We were on tour with him, and yeah, he was playing old demos for us, and he had that piano thing. We thought it was really cool, and he ended up sending it to us, and we started working on it. And I think Brandon came back with the first verse through the chorus. It was awesome, but we were like, man, that's pretty dark.
Yeah. For sure.
We gotta like flip it around so the second verse is us trying to like backstep a little bit to like make it not as, you know.
So I want to ask Dan, what was it like recording this specific record? Because, you know, the drum, this is just me personally, but whenever I listen to a band, I like to isolate every instrument in the band and kind of piece it together in my head as it's playing. So you've got a great way of playing. Your style is awesome. Tell us about what it was like to record with this specific record, because I kind of noticed a little bit of a difference from Mother Brain than this one.
Yeah, so Mother Brain was very controlled. A lot of samples being used and stuff like that. We really went in and isolated, do a different drum fill, try this. It was a lot of separate takes, and then we kind of pieced it all together.
Yeah.
With this record, Alberto, who helped produce and record and mix, he mastered it too, I think, right? Mastered. He just sort of pressed record and said, go for it, which is really more my style of things. We're a live band, so why don't we try to record kind of like that? And so we would just do a couple takes and listen back and then go, which part did you like, you know? And it would, because of that, it's a much more organic feel, I think. And you can hear the air moving. We're using real amps and everything like that. So it definitely feels like a step more towards the live show. And I think moving forward, we're going to try to continue doing that too. So.
Yeah, that's something that I feel that, you know, there's a lot of bands that play really well on a record, and, you know, you see them live and you're not disappointed, but then you kind of are like, man, I really wish that I could hear what I'm seeing live on the record. And unless you're doing vinyl, it's really hard to hear that whenever you play it back. But I know with the song that I've heard so far off of this EP, I'm thinking, you know, like you said, going forward, if you could create this sound on every record, I think you're going to be very surprised to see more people tuning in, because, you know, that's something that as music consumers that we really want to look for is that big band feel, that live feel. Because like I've said before, you know, a Crobot show is intense. It's fun, it's energetic. And I think it really delivered on the sound so far with this. So you guys have really done well getting that across. So I commend you for that.
Thanks, man. Send Alberto a thank you note.
Yeah.
I will send Alberto a thank you note. I will definitely do that. I'll have to find. But going forward, I want to ask, you know, as far as guitar parts, you know, you guys have a lot of really good chugs, some good riffs in here. You know, you did it with Mother Brain as well. And that's one thing that's always kind of had me gravitate towards the band, is just your style of play. Can you tell me, like, have you had anyone really influence you as far as like your playing style? Is there anybody that's really like you kind of looked up to?
I mean, there's been so many, right? Like when you're a kid and you're learning, like there's just so many big influences. And, you know, and certain songs lend more towards certain influences. Like, for instance, like Rat Child. That's a Aerosmith, Joe Perry sort of like influence all day long, you know?
Yeah.
And Clutch also. Tim Salt, you know, like just the groove riffs and stuff are very Clutch. But Everyone Dies, something very different for us. So it was tapping into like Brian May and like, you know, the lead tones and stuff, that it was almost like, you know, homage to him.
Yeah.
And you know, that's our tribute to Queen, to, you know, to be honest, you know.
Right.
And like Kiss It Goodbye, there's, you know, some Tom Morello elements, which are always part of my playing. Heavily Tom Morello influence. You know, AC/DC, like, you know, Angus Young solos all day. You know, like,
Hell yeah.
you can't go wrong with that.
Absolutely. So I want to ask you guys, you got Austin down, you've got Houston, and you've got Dallas, with San Antonio being rounding out your July dates in Texas. I know everybody loves to play local, but are there any places outside of Texas that you guys are really looking forward to playing with this Rat Child tour?
Dan, hit him with the hometown.
Got to do the hometown. So I'm from Wisconsin, and Janesville, the back bar. Last time we were there, we sold it out, but it's always really cool to get my old high school buddies out and just put on a big rock show for them.
Yeah.
And so I'm really looking forward to that one. Rock USA is going to be a lot of fun too. So home crowd there too. So those are the two I'm looking forward to.
The last time we were at Dan's hometown, it was a good show. But all tour we had this blow up dragon that we brought with us. We never got to use it.
Yeah.
We blew it up for that show, so all of Dan's friends got to see Brandon stage dive in a fucking giant blow up dragon.
I love it.
Like a pool float.
Yeah, just straight up a pool float. And it wasn't that good of a stage dive. Like, he jumped on, and then like no one caught him, so they just sort of like threw him back onto the stage. It was great.
But I assume you were unscathed, correct? You were fine. You're no harm.
Yep.
That's
no
good.
harm.
That's all that
The dragon
matters.
was also not harmed.
You know,
They just sort of held
big
him up.
dismount, but you were fine.
There wasn't a lot of like area to like surf him.
Right.
They just like hung him up and they threw him back.
We'll have to see if it's still there when we go back. We'll have to, round 2 if it's still there.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Are you guys playing Louder Than Life this year? I vaguely remember the lineup, but I believe you are, aren't you?
I don't think so. I know we're doing Aftershock.
Aftershock. That was the one. Okay.
Yeah. I'm not sure that we're doing Louder Than Life though.
Okay.
Or
Well, you guys have to
whatever.
stop through.
The last time we played there, we forgot about the time change, and then we overslept. So we almost missed our set. We had to drive through this down the shoulder of the roads in the middle of traffic. We pulled up and
In a school bus.
in a
mind you.
school bus, and we left it running in the middle, right behind the stage.
Oh
And
shit.
everyone, we were on tour with Seven Dust at that time, and Seven Dust saw us and that we were late. And everyone helped us get our gear on stage and set up.
Sweet.
And I think we missed like 10 or 15 minutes of our set.
Yeah.
So we got to play like 20 or 25 minutes. So
Well, there
at
you
least
go.
we didn't miss our whole set.
That's
I don't know if the
incredible.
dust ever really settled around the bus though.
Yeah,
Wait,
were-
how do you,
Yeah, it was
where
like-
did the school bus come from? I need to hear this.
it was still running when we were done.
That's
That's the story of Crobot. That's how we prepare for tours.
that's a Crobot tour.
Yeah, right there.
Well, I wanted to ask.
Right
So I know you guys are you're real laid back and chill and zany, because that's what we love about you guys, is you just have fun and play a good fucking rock show. So what are some of your favorite moments, you know, whether it be goofing off backstage or maybe cutting up on stage, that you've had up to recently, before the pandemic started?
One of my favorites, I just remember this because we were talking about it yesterday, but we had Brandon out of an egg to start the show. And one time, Brandon didn't bust out of the egg. So we're all playing the song like on this one hit, waiting on him to bust out. And we start to think like, man, maybe something's wrong and he's hurt or he passed out. I walk over to the middle of the stage and I open the egg a little bit and I just see Brandon dying laughing. He's like, in the fetal position on the floor, just dying laughing, just knowing that he's just, killing everybody.
That's hilarious. I'm gonna have to. Hopefully, somebody has footage of that on YouTube, because I gotta check it out. And if I do, I'm probably going to put that in somewhere here in the video. I'm just going to do it. I'm going to insert
There's
it
a
right
lot to
there.
find in the egg. There's not a lot of good photo or video of the egg as of because I think we really hit them with that before they know what's going on.
Oh, really?
Yeah, it's pretty funny though.
So do you have any antics planned for Rockville?
Oh yeah. There's some surprises.
Yeah, there's some new show stuff that we're working on that's gonna blow people's minds.
I will be looking for that. Hopefully somebody live streams the show, because I know that's one thing that I've kind of gotten spoiled with over COVID is like the live stream shows, man. That's been fucking great. I want to
We just
ask
don't
you.
want to give away our secrets. You know what I mean? Like if we did a live stream, we would have to do the shticks and the shit that we've got in our show.
Mhm.
And I want that to be sort of secret to the show. Like you have to
Okay,
come to the show to see that, you know?
for sure.
If we did a live stream, it would be dumbed down and not as cool as one of our shows.
Respect. I get that. All right. So long live rock and roll. You know, everybody dies. I got to talk about this one because this video is outstanding, right? So tell me what the process was like with you guys making this video. Like how was, you know, the energy on set? What was everything like? Did you guys, I mean, clearly you had fun, but tell me what that was like filming this video.
I'll be honest, I was like shitting bricks before rolling up into the shoot because, you know, I have all the faith in the world that we'll come up with the gags on the spot. Like it's just, you know, who we are. But going into it, you know, I was like, what's the premise here? Like what's going on? Oh, we're just, you know, basically, you know, maybe you'll lay on a piano and we're going to be playing in heaven. And it's just like, well, we have one day to shoot this thing. And like, I really didn't have any idea of what I was going to do. So we rolled up and I'm just going to say Bishop stole the show for me. I mean, I fly in and he said, so by the way, I got a Bishop outfit. I'm like, what? No, I got a Bishop outfit. I'm like, oh, okay. We roll up to the prop store. I'm like, this is the perfect thing that you could have got.
Yeah.
And, you know, I think that I think we knocked it out in like 2-3 hours.
It was really quick.
It didn't take long at all. I'm pretty sure we ended up using the first take too of most of the stuff.
Oh, that's awesome.
It just happened, you know, everything happened. And it was a lot of fun, that's for sure.
Gosh, I couldn't imagine being, you know, Bishop rolling in and just taking you by complete surprise. Because I could just see everyone's reaction, like, is he serious right now? You know?
So there's a costume store down here called Lucy in Disguise.
Yeah.
And so like a couple days before, me and Dan went there, and there's this poor worker that like was trying to help us all the time, and we were trying to explain to him what we were doing, and we were like, we're gonna be dead, but we're like in heaven. I was like, it has to be all white. I was like, but maybe I could be a bishop, you know. So we were all over the place. Yeah, I was looking for like spandex pants at one point. I was just like, or there was an abominable snowman outfit. I was like, well, this is white. I was like, this could be awesome, which it wouldn't have been awesome.
Well, guys, I want to thank you so much for coming on the show today. It's been wonderful to have you. I'm really excited that you guys are getting ready to go back out on tour. I know I can't imagine, you know, the anticipation. My last question for you guys is more of a fan-targeted question. If you had to say anything to your fans of Crobot, what would you want to tell them right now?
I mean, they're the only reason we're able to put records out and you know, tour around the country. And we've seen firsthand over the last year and a half what happens when that all stops. And you know, I can say for one, I can't live without it. So, you know, the fact that people care enough about us to come to shows and listen to our records and buy our records and support us enough to keep us going, I mean, it means the world, especially now with what we've gone through, and just realizing, you know, when you're in the moment, you're in the moment, but when you have to hit the pause and reflect, you know, it makes you appreciate it even more. And man, I mean, moving forward, you know, we're just going to continue to do what we do, and the reason that we're able to do that is because of the fans. So, you know, it's a big thank you.
Hell yeah. Well, Brandon, guys, thank you so much for joining us here at Alive and Loud. Again, congratulations on all your success. Safe travels for the Rat Child tour. I can't wait to see you. Hopefully, let's see, you've got Austin, Texas, July 8th, July 9th, Houston, Texas, Dallas, Texas, July 10th, the Joplin, Missouri, July 14th. You'll be pretty close to me, so I might have to do a road trip.
Yeah.
Nice. Where are you out of?
Kentucky.
Awesome. That's right. Nice.
So it shouldn't be too bad. I've made longer treks before, so.
Very cool.
Great. Well, guys, thank you so much for tuning into Alive and Loud. Stay tuned. We got our season finale coming up, and you know what? We might just make it a two-parter. So thank you guys for joining us, and take care.